Well, folks, Beaver Lake, Lake Crawford, whatever you want to call it, is all but gone. The dam is still over there for now. Guessing they're going to tear it down. I don't know. Don't know what the plan is. You see some water still over there. But for the most part, it's back down to being on run. There's the lodge. And this was all of this grassless area, obviously, was a lake. I forgot how many boulders were under all that water. And you can see Little Round Top in the background. They just did a control burn there. That's why it looks all dark like that. And yeah, let's take a little stroll. Let's take a stroll. Let's go over here. Actually, hold on. Okay. M80 Ball says, can you elaborate on why they finally got rid of it? I don't know all the details. From what I was told from a friend of mine in the Park Service, was that it was an order that came down from Washington. So they were following an order. Here, let's go over here. Give you another view of it there. Let's see. John B says, my beaver friends are not happy, but refuse to leave. They'll leave. They'll leave. Nature moves on. Life finds a way. You're welcome, Jeff. Project Pass says, just goes to show you how altered the terrain was by the water. Yeah, and I mean, normally you can't see all these boulders because the grass is tall, but I'm, it's yeah, I just forgot. Tori says, looks much better. Ken Wyman says, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Ken. Kevin Tracy, I noticed last week on Google Maps, the area was tagged as Lake Crawford. Dustin says, can't wait to see this for myself soon. Susan says, cool. Beavers are difficult to get rid of, but perhaps the NPS has special access to experts. James Thompson, if the beavers build the dam back? It's a great question. I'm assuming that they're going to be on top of it, unlike when they originally built the dam and they let it turn into a problem. Um, you're welcome, Emity. Ken says dry county now. Tori says probably people playing Pokemon couldn't get to the characters. Say what? Any sign of Nessie? No, no. I guess he wasn't here after all. Jeff Hasnick says the AG Beaver shirts are now the hot collectible. Get yours today before they sell out. That's right. We have Team Beaver and Team Mozart shirts. Team Beaver shirts are now going to be a collector's item. And soon they will no longer be for sale. Just the Team Mozart shirts to commemorate the winners. M80, did they relocate the beavers or just Armageddon the lodge? That's a good question. I don't know. I doubt they. I actually I don't know. I couldn't even give you an educated guess the way things are nowadays. I have no idea. I'll find out. I'll ask around and find out what they did. I mean, this was obviously professionally done. It's not like they went in with a stick of dynamite and blew up the dam. And by the way, let's look at this dam. These these beavers, man, they are great construction experts here. Look at it. I don't know if you could really get a sense of how solid these things are just from these videos here, but they're pretty damn solid. There's a drainage pipe there. David says, good riddance to the pond. John B says, what a horrific day Clint Eastwood had yesterday. Oh, God. Go a little further down here. It's a nice day for a walk. Go a little further down and see what it looks like from the bridge over Warren Avenue. And then we'll end the video. We're just doing a short one today. You know, it's pretty cool. I always love after a controlled burn because again, like when you remove the water, um, you can really see just how rocky the slopes of Little Round Top are when it's not obscured by the grass. Um, Look at that. It's like otherworldly. Now imagine you're a Confederate trying to fight up that hill with all those rocks. Now, I'm going to guess, I don't know for a fact, but I'm going to guess because cattle were grazing down here that I wonder if it wasn't very rocky. It might have looked very close to this. I'd have to ask around and see if there's a guide or a historian that's read an account of the grass in the area, but I'm curious to know that. Mr. Gutty, yeah. So you say, is this near the wheat field? The wheat field is just on the other side of that ridge there. So we still have a little pondage here, but that'll be gone soon, I'm sure. So you can see one of the drains there. Hold on. And then you could see the dam. that's holding up or blocking in this lake here. So when, we say that we have Team Beaver or Team Mozart shirts, some people get a little confused and they're like, what does Team Mozart mean? This is the Mozart regiment here, and their monument, there were a couple of times where their monument was surrounded by water. It was never really in any danger. Um, and I don't know about everybody else, but for me, the problem I had with the pond was it was just symbolic of what appeared to be, and I stress phrase appeared to be, neglect of the park. It was just a big symbol of that. I admit I enjoyed coming down here on a day like today, sit on a boulder, look at the birds, listen to them chirping. It was nice. But there are plenty of places within 10 miles of here where I could go and see all that too. And so can you. It's not only for me, it's for all of us. So, yeah, that's my opinion. Here's the other side. They had they had gone far down, like they weren't there. That's where the lake was behind me. But, they got further down here. As you can see, there's another beaver receiver there at that dam. And I don't know, let's go further down. And then I have to get going because I have an appointment at 5. The one thing that the beavers did do that was good was clear a lot of the vegetation that the park had allowed to grow back after the millions of dollars were spent clearing vegetation to restore the 1863 appearance of the battlefield, but only in this little area. Yeah, this used to be much more pleasant to look at, but again, it'll all grow back. 2 years, you won't be able to tell. I'm I'm not sure, but I think this is as far down as they got. Although we did discover last year on one of our walking tours of the battlefield that down by the Slider Farm, there was a little dam forming near the footbridge there. So, I mean, they had gotten further, but the most damage they did was up that way. But there you go, folks. So, the drainage is occurring, and I think they said it would take a couple of months for it to all be taken care of and cleared away and all that jazz. So that's fine. And you can see some of the treasures that the water has unearthed here. For example, a Civil War Doritos bag. Okay. And it looks like we have a piece of a Civil War tire or something there. I don't know. So interesting stuff. All right, let me just see what y'all are saying. And if there's anything I can answer, I will. If I can't, I shan't. Okay. Okay. All right. So John's, wait, let me see here. So glad your signal hasn't gone out. You must have been Beaver's messing with the cell signal. Yeah, I think when I start a video, Down here, it's okay because it finds its signal, but when I'm going from a stronger signal down here where it's weaker, it loses it, and also YouTube's stupid. Uh, John, April is the best month for visiting. It is a pretty good month. It's touchy though as to whether or not it's touch and go, I should say, as to whether or not you're going to have a cold, wet one or a warm, dry one. November's the same way. I think October and May are very beautiful times of year. I'm unfamiliar. Yeah, okay, did that one. Yeah, as you walk away from Beaver Lodge, your signal improves. Those tricky bastards. Never fight uphill on me, boys. Cattle clear a lot. Yes, they do. 301, they can do it in Michelle. That's right. That's what I said last night. And by the way, I don't know why that's such a horrible thing to say because it's perfect for them. I think it's like 80,000 acres or 90,000 acres as opposed to six here. 6,000, I mean. And that's what it's for. And it's beautiful. You should do it. You should go out there. Whether or not there's beavers to look at, it's a beautiful place. You should go. 301 says, doesn't hold any water. There will be no improvements to our waterways or aquifers if people only let them flourish in designated pockets. Well, that could be true, but I'll tell you what, I doubt that this was a drop in the bucket. I mean, I don't know, but I'm sure this isn't the end of the world. We've survived so many years without it. We've only had it for 5 years. And I don't know, there could be some reports coming out that everything has improved in the Chesapeake watershed, but I highly doubt it. And if it did, it's not because of this. I think people just want to be upset about this. It never existed. Well, I shouldn't say never, but it hasn't existed in any living person's memory, as far as I've heard. And it's just another thing for everybody to bitch and moan about. Just like the history people, myself included, were bitching and moaning about the growth of the lake, and you guys told us to shut up. But it looks like Washington has decided for us all who gets to win this argument. And it's the 40th New York and the other men who bled and died here so that we have the right to bitch and moan at each other. It's beautiful. James Thompson says, who will be the first person to walk there and get stuck in the mud? Yeah, that's what I was just saying to my friend. It's like, it's going to take years for that. Well, maybe not. Who knows? Well, that's the thing. And let's be honest. Who really walked through there before the Beaver Lake? David said, better late than never with the beaver pond. It should have been taken care of months ago. Tori says, is the park going to walk the dried pond after to see what ground disturbances may have occurred? I doubt it. I don't know, though. I don't know what the plan is. Be gone, Beaver, says Shane. Ty Webb says, always thought they should farm goats on rotating lots in the park. Somebody told me they used to do that, cattle, goats, whatever. And, but guess who ruined it? From what I heard, it's the American people because they can't leave them alone. And it was probably too much of a liability too. Barbara Schultz says, thanks for showing us, Matt. I read the ex-mayor was arrested in Texas. Yes, he was. They'll eat anything. Had an old billy goat that would eat the leaves and the bags I brought them in. Matt, you're welcome for the update. Indy says, thank you, Matt. This made my day. Gutty said, Doritos, probably a little better than hardtack. They would have killed for Doritos. Tori says, surprising the park hasn't put up orange fence around it. Nah, I think if you're dumb enough to go walking on there, you deserve to be in a sinkhole and stuck there for all of us to laugh at you before somebody rescues you. That's what I think. I'm also surprised. All right, I'm gonna get going. If you're a patron, we'll probably do a live stream if signal is good from the temple tonight as we try to put together our show for Sunday. God only knows how this will go. We'll see you later. Thanks for watching.